week 16 of the fantasy basketball season. And here's a few centers I look to buy and trade for this week. The first center, Walter Kessler of the Utah Jazz. So Kessler, he's the throwback type of center you see in the 80s and 90s, rebounding the basketball, not scoring much, a good shot blocker, and a good field goal percentage on the season. 8.5 points a game, 7.4 rebounds, 2.7 blocks, and 65% from the field. In the last couple weeks, pretty much similar numbers, 8.3 points a game, 5.9 rebounds, 2.9 blocks. So Kessler last season was good in his rookie year for this Jazz team. The only down thing for him is obviously some games he's only playing 15, 20 minutes a game, and then some games he'll play that 25, 30-minute a game. So foul troubles have been an issue with him. Utah losing some ball games, getting blown out, has been an issue as why his playing time hasn't been great the last few weeks. January 30th at the Knicks, 6 points, 7 rebounds, 4 blocks, 50% from the field. February 1st versus Philly, 8 points, 7 boards, 2 assists, 4 blocks, 100% from the field. And February 4th versus the Bucks in a surprising victory, 13 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 blocks, 62% from the field. So Kessler, like I said, traditional old school center you saw in the 80s and 90s, shot blocking, rebounding, and a good field goal percentage. If you need that for your roster, especially the category and blocking shots, he's one of the better guys in the league doing that on the season per game. So right now, Kessler is definitely a buy low center. This week, the next center, Naz Reid of the Minnesota Timberwolves. I know Reid is available in 44% of fantasy leagues. If you just want to go out there and pick him up off the waiver wire on the season for Reid, he's been a solid backup to Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns. 12.3 points a game, 4.6 rebounds, 1.1 assists, 1.9 threes, and 48% from the field here for Naz Reid. So Naz Reid, he's playing off the bench for this team about 20, 25 minutes per game. But they're one injury away where Naz Reid's going to get major minutes. And we saw last season when Towns was out and Gobert at times, he was getting major minutes and playing good basketball. And we know both those players throughout their career have had injury concerns, especially Karl Anthony Towns, February 2nd versus Orlando, 9 points, 5 boards, and assists, a 380% from the field. February 4th versus Houston, 13 points, 6 rebounds, a steal, 2 blocks, a 345% from the field in that one. And February 6th versus the Chicago Bulls in that ball game, 10 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, a block, a 3, and 38% from the field. So right now, like I said, Naz Reid, he needs an injury to obviously be a big factor for fantasy owners. But like I said, possibly he could be traded at the deadline. We don't know as well if they want to upgrade at the guard position or backup or something. Is this Minnesota Timberwolves team with just an injury to Towns or Gobert, he could put up numbers. But right now, as a back end of the bench type of player, I still think he's a guy that's good on your roster. Is Naz Reid, and he's a buy this week. In the third and final center I look to buy and trade for is Jabari Smith of the Houston Rockets. Jabari Smith, it's been an up and down second year for him for this Houston Rocket team, where obviously he was a lottery pick 2 seasons ago. With Smith on the season, 13.1 points a game, 8.3 rebounds, 1.4 assists, 1.7 threes, and 46% from the field. But the last couple weeks, he's definitely struggled a little bit as Jabari Smith. 11 points a game, 4 rebounds, 1.3 assists, 1.3 steals, 1.3 threes a game, and 40% from the field. So Smith, he's been in a big slump besides 1 or 2 games here and there where he's gone out there and put up some points. February 2nd versus Toronto, 11 points, 3 rebounds, and assists, 2 threes, 44% from the field. February 4th at the Timberwolves, a bad game, 3 points, 2 boards, a steal, a 3, 25% from the field. And February 6th at the Pacers, he had a big ball game finally, Smith in that one, 24 points, 6 rebounds, 2 threes, and 61% from the field. But besides that big game, they've been few and far between in and out of the lineup as well with injuries here to Jabari Smith. So right now, well, he's actually been dropped in a few percent of fantasy leagues and out there in 17% of fantasy leagues. He's a buy low center this week. I know there's going to be growing pains. We know he's a young player, only 21 years old, but he's getting every opportunity and he's playing anywhere from 25, 35 minutes per game. So that's a few centers I look to buy and trade for here for week 16 of the fantasy basketball season.